What are India's startups doing today? We are focused on food delivery apps, turning unemployed youth into cheap labor so the rich can get their meals without moving out of their house. And against that, what does a Chinese startup do? Work on developing electric mobility, battery technologies, and with that, they're today dominating the electric mobility ecosystem. We are very proud of what India has done. But are we the best in the world as yet? Not yet. Should we aspire to be? Or are we going to be happy being delivery boys and girls? Look at the second one. I've been going through a lot of our startup success stories, and when I go all over the country, we often have startup presenting to us what work they're doing. Fancy ice cream and cookies. In fact, I know at least 3 or 4 billionaires whose children make on one brand or the other very fancy ice creams and cookies and run a very successful business, and I have no complaint against that. But is that the destiny of India? क्या भारत का भविष्य उससे संतुष्ट है? Healthy ice cream, zero gluten free, whatever, I don't know. We're vegan. ये सब शब्द लगा के अच्छी पैकेजिंग करके हम स्टार्टअप बोलते हैं अपने आप को. ये स्टार्टअप नहीं है, ये एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप है, ये बिजनेस है. दूसरी तरफ सेमीकंडक्टर्स में ग्रोथ हो रही है. आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस खुद की अपने देश की बन रही है लोगों की. दे आर इन्वेस्टिंग हेविली टू बिकम सेल्फ रिलायंट, building chips, AI models, which will prepare the nation for the future. भारत ने क्या करना है? आइसक्रीम बनानी है या चिप्स बनाने हैं? उसके लिए हम सबको हिम्मत करनी पड़ेगी. और ये इतना ही मैं इन्वेस्टर्स को भी कह रहा हूं, अमन गुप्ता, शार्क टैंक में जरा चेंज करो अपने पर्सपेक्टिव्स को. Third example, instant grocery delivery. I had not planned this, by the way. When I was sitting there, I opened my talking points. मेरे पास बड़े अच्छे talking points दिए हैं मेरी टीम ने. I read it and I said, अगर ये लोग organically आए हैं और अगर इसमें से मैं एक शब्द भी बोलूं, तो इतना नक्की है कि स्टार्टअप महाकुंभ नंबर 3 में empty hall को एड्रेस करने आऊंगा. That's when I asked Prashant. I took out my phone. I said, Prashant, I got this 3 days back. Is it okay if I pull it up on the screen and discuss this with the audience? That's when I asked my colleague to show it to all of you. Instant grocery delivery, latest hot on the block. I have no problems. He can list at a few $1 billion. I'm very happy. I only wish it had more Indian investors rather than the foreigners buying off all our startups. And ये सिद्धार्थ आप सबके लिए चेतावनी है. We need more Indian investors into the game. Again, of course, I won't comment on what it's making people and how our resources are going only towards hyper-fast logistics. And look at what the other side is doing. Robotics, automation, machine learning, preparing themselves for 3D manufacturing. Next-gen factories that are more efficient and that compete with the rest of the world and capture markets. हम रोते रह सकते हैं. Choice हमारी है. यहाँ युवा पीढ़ी होने के कारण मैंने ये put up किया. Are we as the future of India? और 2047 में शायद भुवनेश्वर को छोड़ के maybe मैडम हम में से तो और कोई नहीं होगा. फ्रंट रो के भी इस तरफ के लोग छोड़ दो तो उस तरफ के लोग तो शायद नहीं होंगे. अमन यार तेरे को बाहर रख रहा हूं. You all are the sculptors of new India. You have to make Viksit Bharat 2047 happen. And that is eminently possible when we start looking at the right side of that chart, which we'll put up at the exhibition hall. We'll need to go global. We'll need to think big. We'll need to be ambitious. We'll need to experiment. We'll need to go beyond the boundaries of our own thinking. Let's not limit ourselves with the past. Let's explore the unknown. And frankly, when we look at deep tech, and when I see the numbers are still probably 1,000 companies, 1,000 startups in the deep tech ecosystem, it is a disturbing sign. Wealth creation in the short run may happen with some of these conveniences. पर दुकानदारी का ही काम करना है हमें, या विश्वव्यापी और इंटरनेशनल स्केल का भारत की पहचान बनानी है. That, friends, is the choice before us. We may do all sorts of international trade agreements, and today under Prime Minister Modi's guidance and leadership, we are not aiming small. We are not looking at agreements with countries who are in a situation which is even worse than what India is in. That used to be the Congress culture. They would do agreements with countries like, who were much weaker than us. What Modi ji does is agreements with Australia. We are aspiring to do an agreement with EU, the 27-nation bloc, with UK, with USA, with Peru, with Chile, with Australia, with New Zealand, with Oman, with Bahrain, Qatar. Our ambitions are to compete with the best in the world. With every one of them, we talk of a startup bridge. But I can't take to them grocery stores and say this is India's offering for startups.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe. If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.